Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a name.
You have a name? Do you have a name? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4 GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10 GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible?
It is the Morning Explorer, so happening right here on Host TV. Viewer, wherever you're getting us from, this is coming live from Host Hub Innovation Village in Arua City. Hey, it is a very bright morning, and it is the Thursday's morning where we take you back in time and try to see the things that were there during the traditional time, the time in memorial right over there. Remember, it is your due, of course, Aldo, together with my favorite, my one and only, and I call her Desire. Yes, Desire.
Aldo, today I'm not smiling.
You decided to put on, you're having a red mic, and I'm having a yellow mic. Are we about to fight in your colors are issues in Uganda right now?
My color is more beautiful.
Mine is more beautiful than yours.
Yours
because
is yellow, Aldo. Yellow is for road users.
Yellow is the sun sign. When the horizon, if you know of the horizon, every other time the sun rises, the beautiful moments of the sun are always captured through the horizon moments of the sun. That is very unique about yellow. And yellow also
is the color of love.
Do you want to go to war?
Would you choose sunshine over love?
No, red is
good.
But
no, I win. You said no. That is it. So it's red for today.
Yeah.
Love thy neighbor, love thyself.
I don't know how you decided to convince me to see that this could be something that someone out there must understand, that sometimes we also have to give it for the females right over there. But of course, viewer, wherever you're getting us from, remember, you could be getting us on, that is the Afro mobile app. You could be getting us on your TV, or you could also be getting us on the what we call the Host Media app, which is available on, by the way, the Play Store. You need to download it right over there. And don't forget also that this stream is going on Facebook, and we want always you to keep your discussion live with us in the studios by just dropping the comment right over there. But of course, you can also make sure that you send us a WhatsApp message on the number that is on your screen, that is 070-2321-169, and we keep tap of the discussions right here. It is a day that Thursdays are known for throwing us back, the throwback moments, and we try to bring in the themes of what happened those years back. But of course, in the discussion later on also, we want to understand one or two things about youths. What does it mean to be an enterprise in youth in one way or the other? And Desire, there's one gentleman in town, and this guy is doing exactly what could transform the society. And today we want to have him in studio. And many times we see that the youths are not very active in what they are doing. But exceptionally, there's one guy who has continued to enterprise himself by having a cottage. You know, when we talk about cottages, these are small companies or small manufacturings that someone can be able to do on his or her compound right over there. And I don't know whether you've ever heard about Gloss. Desire.
Aldo, I think if you're within Arua and you're someone who washes hands or clothes, then you should know about Glosh. And Aldo, let me tell you one thing. Most times when we say someone is coming to speak to us, we expect something out of the usual. But this is someone who has managed to make the most ordinary thing to actually boom. The consistency. So I'm really up for it. You know, because I'm also planning to become a CEO.
Anyway,
but it is a beautiful story coming.
I would wish to see your CEO journey, and also would wish to see how you keep on going on with that. And of course, it is still the first. We started this show from 6 with the prayers in there. You must always wake up and say the prayers. By the way, from 6, what we always do is we give you what is happening in the world through the Al Jazeera, and then later on from 6:30 to 7, we give you the morning prayers. That is Pastor Jerry Eze that starts the day for us with a very wonderful prayer and inspires us to be very religious in all the things that we are doing on. And later on now from 7 to 8, our first hour, we take it exclusively to discover and uncover what is happening in around the world. And later on also in the second hour, we get for you a very special guest and discuss to inspire and aspire you to be that very better citizen in there. Uganda is a very safe space, and those also getting us, if you know you in cities like Juba, we want to say thank you very much. If you see my hand like this, I'm just trying to say salute to you. If you're in Juba City, if you're in Kinshasa, if you're in Nairobi, or you could be down there in South Africa, or you could also be in Europe, wherever there are people who are getting us from Canada, there are those who are catching us from Dubai, and those in the Middle East. Thank you very much for always making sure you get Host TV. And the beauty is now that Host TV is very accessible. If you have a Hisense screen, download the Host, the Yo TV, the Afro mobile app, and you'll be able to watch Host TV right there without decoder. That's where the world is going on. There's something that happens throughout this week, and a lot of things are happening in there. And I don't know whether you take count of this, the press briefing. If you've never bought the paper, later on when we'll be doing the press briefing, the petitions that we have been talking of now, out of the 426, so far so good, 46 have been cleared. I don't know whether you...
That is how good Uganda is.
Yeah.
That is how good we are. Even when we have a lot to do, that is how good we are. And Aldo, something very beautiful happened yesterday. The parliament was sitting.
Yeah.
And there was a very comic moment that remained in my mind when all our ministers and representatives were talking about the states of road. And then one particular genius stood up and was like, why don't we just connect these cities by air?
Oh. And you
now
know,
that
okay. You just reminded me. Did you actually know that traveling from Arua to Kampala on flight cost around, the minimum is around $350, and if you look, that is around 1.5 million, and that could actually fly you from to 2 countries in Europe if you are there. So the cost of our air is very expensive. Even flying from Arua to Gulu, you will sell your plot of land. I don't know whether you know that.
Well, did you know that you can afford 100 premium bus tickets on that 1.5 M? So
Not only 100 even. If you go on economy mode, at 50,000 you are from here up to.
You can travel every country, every city in Uganda on that money.
On that money that you use for flying just from here to Gulu or from Arua to Kampala, it even drops you at Kajansi because these small jets here don't go up to Entebbe there. Then you have to pick another taxi that flies you back to Kampala at around 10,000. So you see the cost of flying in Uganda, it's not something the aviation, but of course it also goes back to there are certain things we cannot reach there as per now. We cannot afford to start flying and spend a lot of time. But remember, there was a competition for flights during the nominations. Every candidate coming to Arua was on flight. We did see Tim Ali in a very small plane. I don't know whether that was a wheelbarrow plane or something. And later on, Fatah also came in another plane, passenger plane. So, are you also about to fly, Desire?
Aldo, I have one principle in life.
That principle will not work. Don't
I
say
either
it.
do big or I don't do at all.
What do you mean?
Yes, if I do something, it's gotta be big. If me flying is not going to blow your mind, I can't. So if I'm flying, it's big.
Before you fly, let us fly back in time and try to understand, because my production team is already warning me on the screen there to try to understand what could we be able to do that on this very day. Remember the day we're talking about, Desire? What is the day today?
The 7th of August.
And you see now the guy has warned us today in history. What happened on this very day? It is the years, of course, in Africa, if you know the country called Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, that was in the year 1960. Ivory Coast gained independence that very day in there, and that is a very big thing that we must be able to celebrate today. If you're in Ivory Coast right now, or if you're in Africa, we're celebrating on this very day the independence of Ivory Coast, 1960. These were amongst the first batch of countries to gain independence, and these were the French-speaking countries right over there. I don't know what you think about Ivory Coast, but if you know of, I think Didier Drogba comes from Cote d'Ivoire, the Gold Coast. That actually on this day is when they finally got the independence in 1960, right over there. Desire, I don't know whether you know much about independence or these other things, but history.
Well, Aldo,
Yeah.
I know a little about independence,
Mm.
but I think when we're talking about independence, especially in African context, we are looking at the battles people faced.
Yeah.
We're looking at a lot of things. I mean, even as Uganda, we are forwarding towards our independence that is coming right up in October. But when we're looking at that day, we're not just looking at a day a white man said you're free to go, but we remember how the effort of those who died, people who fought, people who spoke, when their effort finally paid off. So, like every other African country, just like Uganda, just like Kenya, I think the story of Cote d'Ivoire is the same. A few people stood up and said, you know what, we are not going to be controlled. We have a voice, we should be in charge of our own affairs. So it is a moment of remembering and celebrating those people. But I think independence should also remind us of how far we've come and how much more we still have to go.
So when you talk about independence and all these things, that was in the year 1960, Cote d'Ivoire gaining independence. Happy independence to the people who live in Cote d'Ivoire. Remember, these are French-speaking nations, and in Africa, they gained independence very fast because, France was using more of the assimilation policy, whereby they want you to look like them, and they had commonly used direct rule, where the direct contacts were brought in a lot of confrontations for the French, and later, in the year 1960s, that was when the Africans started gaining independence, and the French-speaking colonies were the first to get independence. For that case, Cote d'Ivoire was in there. And remember, independence history in Africa have the same connotations that many of the elites in Africa who had gone to US, who had gone to Europe to study, saw what was happening in India. And when they also came in interface with their counterparts in Asia, who by that time, by 1960s, 50s, had already started gaining independence, realized that they could actually demand the same things in Africa. That was the reason why later on we did see from the years 1960 up to around 1975. And the last country to gain independence was South Africa. That was in the year 1994. Right over there. That is the African history summarized just in 1 minute for you, and the history particularly to the independence. But of course, on this very day, Desire, on the 7th of August, 1990, you were not there, I was not there, we were not there, but my history tells me that that was the time US invaded Iraq in what we call as the Saudi Arabia Seas. Remember, by then, the leader of Iraq was Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein has been a very great ally of US. Not until when the oil instances, this came a very turning point for them. And he decided to seize, Saddam Hussein actually seized Kuwait, one of the oil-rich nations. And in defense, the US on that 7th, one of the biggest military alliances was formed. Over 500,000 troops were arraigned and brought to fight Saddam Hussein. That was in the year 1990. And remember, in 1993, America declared actually Saddam Hussein as a terrorist, and he has been on the wanted list, and they later on killed him. But he was previously an ally. And I don't know whether you look at how, if you're an ally of America one time, things happened that with Saddam Hussein, you know about the story of Osama bin Laden. I don't know whether you know that.
I think the relationship between, how would I call it, us and the West is more like the relationship between women. One day you're besties.
Yeah, true.
And the next day, you could be the greatest villain in each other's lives. So it's, but of course, I think in the recent, I want to assume that we are all working towards that peaceful, that harmonious relationship. I want to believe, we're no longer that petty people, you did not do what I wanted and now I'm annoyed.
Yeah,
kind
true.
of, society.
So there's a lot actually that if you look at the wars that America has gone into with the Middle East and later on also in Africa, these are people who are at one point opposed the U.S. Diplomacy issues, opposed the U.S. ideas. You did see how Gaddafi later on brought himself into issues and later on was gunned down in his own country when the U.S. has always continued to do a lot of world politics and interferences to see that the world is at peace as a superpower, by the way. That is something very big there. But of course, on this very day, also, if you look back in the year that is 2015, American golfer, that is Louis Sugas, a pioneer of women golf who co-founded in the 1950 ladies professional tournament, died at the age of 91. And this is someone who looked at the game of golf. It's a very special game, by the way. West Nile has golf, and my late dad used to joke around and tell me that we are the one who brought golf in West Nile. So I think when I look at golf, I feel like I also need to be a golfer one day. And on this day, women are also encouraged to be golfers through this gentleman, that is American golfer Louis Suggs. So would you join me to be a golfer one day, one time, Desire, if you, as my bestie in studio always?
Aldo, what are you doing this afternoon?
I want to read some research about golf and try to see how women can also be a professional golfer.
We can go, it's just nearby here, by the way, the West Nile Golf Club. We can just, pass by, get something and there are no people there nowadays. I hear there's a story of how someone lost all their front teeth because they golf.
No, that's not the story. We would have seen Khalid capture those pictures very well. Remember, just 1 month back, the whole of Uganda was in West Nile in the Golf Open tournaments that happened in Arua, and we did see a lot of capturing, a lot of stories right over there. So there's a lot that happened on this very day here. But Desire, if we go to history, there's a lot. But there's one thing also that can take us to history, that is music. And today happens to be the Throwback Moment Thursdays, where we're taking us back in time, if you're able to see on our screens right there. But of course, let's keep the tabs on these discussions and try to see.
Now, Aldo.
Yes.
Before we go to your throwback music, this is for the viewers.
Yeah.
For us who are in the early 2000s and the late 90s, what is that one fond thing? Okay, we're throwing back to those moments. What is that one fond memory or one thing? It could be a game, something that as kids we used to have and it's no longer there.
I don't know what that could be, but there is a lot. For me, there were those times we used to collect a lot of mangoes, and mangoes were everywhere. Then we could go sometimes, I don't know whether bird hunting was something that we used to do a lot those years. Because
we had this game, Kokope.
When you talk about that game, I think we should go and have a cut of that very game. Those who missed, if your childhood was like that, you missed a lot in time. But of course, let's keep the discussion going on here. I'm seeing a lot of comments coming in our Facebook page. Bayo Hamid is watching live from Al Yahya Islamic Secondary School, all the way from Vara, and wherever you're catching us from, you want always to make sure that we have that glimpse of you and we have that feel that you are with us. You can always make sure that you keep dropping us a comment where you're catching us from and keep giving us like what Desire said. What are those all times that you feel, yes, we need to do it this way or we need to check it the other way in one way or the other. And you can also just drop us a WhatsApp on the line that is right on your screen there, that is 070 23 21 169 right over there, and we keep your messages live and we keep the discussion very live. For now, let's get to listen to our song of the day, and this song is taking us back into time. It is coming in from the Iteso region, and the song is called Angelina Wake. We used to sing this song when we were very young. During the political times, I don't want to sing it on air, but I'm forced to sing it. Forgive me for what I'm about to sing. There was a very tense campaign around 2011. And by then, I think Anuna was one of the greatest personalities West Nile had in terms of female leadership, and even up to NRM Secretariat. And there was that song, Erifia dum Erifia dum. I don't want to sing it that way, but that was a very layman way how we used to sing that song. I don't know whether you got such kind of songs around 2011, and the late Ajeni was also one of the greatest MPs during that time. So politics was around.
Aldo,
yes.
I think politics in our time as children was actually beautiful. I loved the jams they kept dropping. They dropped. We had Nusurati Peru, that song. Ama Izonga. We had that.
Nusurati Peru.
Then we had you know that song where the FDC people would move with the Big Iki and Toka Kwabara. But we had a lot of things done.
And I remember Megara Memory Akira. There was a time the last campaigns. By then the taxi park, the Arua taxi park, was this kind of, we knew the taxi park because of a very big mango tree. And that milk. Mango tree, milk was sold there. If you go in that mango tree was a multi-purpose hall. So the last campaigns will always be at the taxi park. And by then the transport road, the current Paradise, just behind that there was a road. That was the reason why it was called the transport road. You would get the taxis there. You would get the Saharas that used to go to Yumbe. Now Yumbe has improved. You make it Sarafayo, Proboxayo. They are now using roofed cars. Those days, you would get Saharas there. Then the last campaigns would be around the taxi park, and that would be like the Georgia of determining point. Who is going to win will be there. There was a time a candidate who almost won. Questions would come there. The questions that can win you, or the questions that can take you forward. And that was where some politicians met their last points, and they lost it like that. But that was politics. Now, then, today, let's get to listen to this music, and when we come back, we'll be doing the press briefing right over here. Let's go to the production room and try to figure out this song, Angelina, and we get it. I want to see you dancing in here. This production team, take it over. The desire, the song had ended. Are you dancing remotely, or what is happening right over there?
Well, all I'm saying is bring back the politics of those days, Aldo.
And bring back, and of course, don't take away the memories. We keep on bringing them on Thursdays right for you here. Yes, and a viewer wherever you're getting us from, remember this is Host TV. We're coming live from the Host Hub Innovation Villages that is in Arua, and you can find us always on plot 3 to 7 on Asia Crescent Road in Abia Cell, Pangisa Ward, and this is where we have a lot of issues happening in here. If you're a youth-led organization, this is where we have what we call the Youth CSO Hub. A lot of issues happening right in here. So it's an open space for you to always come and interact with us, share your ideas, co-create, and build your community in one way or the other. As we build a community, there are stories that keep on mattering to us. And remember, you must always be part of the discussions. If you can see the number on of your WhatsApp on your screen there, it is 070-2321-169. You drop your comments and discussions right over there on the stories that matter to you, on the issues that matter to you. We'll be able to have it. Remember, at the top of the hour, we'll be having a gentleman from, of course, Gloss, who is an entrepreneur, and we want to see if Thursdays are there. We also need to inspire the youth to be very active. But Desire, on the papers today, let's look at the press highlights and the press briefing. What is in the papers? I have the New Vision with me right over here, and you should be having the Daily Monitor. I don't know what is in the Daily Monitor, but the biggest story in the New Vision right now, you can't be able to see. If you see on my screen right over there, just from the projection from the production team, Katamba, Otema, and 5 others to retire right there. Generals are going to retire with good packages, by the way. It is a very big story right over there. Just wrapping over again, of course, citizens want grid connectivity reduced, power outages. That is the Citizens Manifesto right on electricity, and of course the clearance of 46 petitions by the NRM party is what is in there, and why the new cities are struggling to take shape. I'm talking about cities like Arua, and you can also find over 100 tenders right in there. That is the big top stories on the New Vision right over there. But of course, speaking from the first top story, that is 5 generals to retire. And these generals we're talking about, if you know Otema very well, Otema is one of the biggest persons in northern Uganda. He has done a lot for this region. He has been there very vocal. These are the people who have also been representing northern Uganda to the fullest right over there. And he and 5 others are retiring today with a very good package. That story is in the page 5 of the New Vision right over there. And Desire, I don't know whether you know some of these generals who are retiring. As a Daily Monitor captured that story as well, I don't know really.
In Uganda, who doesn't know Katumba Wamala is, I don't know, even those living abroad in diaspora know this man. And I think, I hope that package is as big as they said. These are people who have served our country. Yeah, true. They have served this country very faithfully. They have, they have put an image for Uganda out there, our security. These are the people up there. So we appreciate them, and that package should really appreciate what they have done to the service of this nation. On the Daily Monitor today, we can see a story that the ethics minister declared winner of Karenga Woman MP flag after 3-week deadlock. By the way, these people, their result is just coming out after 3 weeks, and already the opponent is disputing the feedback, the result that has been declared, because 3 weeks ago they were promised that the president would actually look into their primary elections. You can get this on the Daily Monitor. But Aldo, I thought when we had the result for Lawrence and Wadisam Nyakuwa, I thought that was the farthest we can go, but here is a 3-week record.
This is the longest for the terms of the for MP race, and the other one was the longest for a mayor. A mayor, I remember, just a few words and parishes combined together taken over 2 days right over there. So that is the mystery over these NRM primaries. But of course, out of the 426 of them, 26 petitions have been cleared. That is a big story that the Daily Monitor, the New Vision has in here, whereby the 2026 polls, NRM Tribunal, 46 petitions cleared, and that story is in page 8 of the New Vision. I don't know what you have been there. These petitions which have been cleared, the papers capture it clearly right over there, and we're yet to see that Thursday actually happened to be the last day for the clearance of these petitions right here. Remember, NRM only has 29 days, and that is what Enoch Baraka, who is the head of NRM Legal Affairs, did say that clearly. And yesterday we did see a letter coming in from the head of NRM's election tribunal, who also did release these hearings right over as yesterday's press briefing at the party headquarters. That is the NRM secretariat right over there. 46 of them being cleared. Yes, Desire. This is a very big story, and it's trying to tell us that NRM is adhering to the 29 days of making sure that they give verdict on the petitions.
I think they are doing a fantastic job. Also, on your copy of the Daily Monitor today, you can see that the state, that is the ODPP, opposes Besige's second bail application. Besige is in for charges of treason, of course, with his ally, that is Obeid Lutale. He's actually, they are trying to get a mandatory bail. Now, mandatory bail actually comes when someone has stayed in remand for more than the legally allowed days, but this has been rejected and opposed by the ODPP.
Yeah, the New Vision did share that story right over there. If you were able to see on their socials, there was that moment that the Besige was in court sharing some sec moments with Elias Lukwago. It's a story that they did give feeds updates on the New Vision Facebook page right over there. But of course, if you also go on in here, there's a controversial story in the New Vision whereby the Ministry of Health has protested the sale of Entebbe government land. Remember, Entebbe has a lot of government lands. That was the first capital city of Uganda before it was moved into Kampala. Entebbe also hosts the State House. Entebbe hosts our international airport. So Entebbe has a lot of government land, and of course there has been issues around the sale of Entebbe government land, and all these issues. It's a controversial story that the New Vision has captured in here, and it is on the page 10 of the New Vision. If you're able to buy the New Vision paper over, that is 7th of August 2025, you'd be able to read about that story of sale of government land, by the way, in Entebbe. Is there any other story that is of interest for us from the the Daily Monitor?
Yes, on the Daily Monitor, actually, Aldo, over this week, another student was found dead in the swimming pool of Seta High School. And now there are actually questions surrounding the death of this student as he is being laid to rest. Now, you know when an article begins with another,
it's just another one.
And now there are questions, and the grieving family and communities are actually wondering what could really be happening. Is it the pool? Is there something wrong? Is it an issue of safety? You can get more of this story, of course, on the Daily Monitor. Grab yourself a copy today.
Yeah. So there are a lot of controversies around the pool where people have been, people died in a pool, whether they're drowned or this and that. But this week has been a lot of cases whereby children are dying in one way or the other. You did remember the priest who was arrested. The story started on Monday, and later on Tuesday, he was arrested for the death of a minor, a 14-year-old minor who was found dead in the church stores right over there. But of course, there's a very big story that here, the electricity issues. On the Citizen Manifesto, remember, since this Monday, the New Vision has been running a story on the Citizen Manifesto. What do the citizens want? And one of the manifestations of the citizens of Uganda is that they actually need national grid connectivity to reduce power outages in the areas where the national grid has not been very violent. Remember, in West Nile has just been connected not more than a year back. And of course, we did see a lot of issues of electricity. Desire the transition from that is UMEME to UECDL, and I think UECDL has now stayed for over 115 days in office, and we have seen a lot of changes on how the power continues to improve in one way or the other. And for us in here now, when RECO has also continued to improve, looking at what they are able to do for us in terms of the grid, they got now what we call, if you look at the grid, that is in the power stability in West Nile now, we can now feel like we are like Central, whereby if power is going off, you get a notice to say that these and areas are going off. So when DRECO, I think, has improved over the years, and there's steady supply in the region, what we only need is to activate and try to see the cost keep coming down and down. Yes.
Aldo, what I know is, okay, this is not even on a serious note, but remember that club we used to do, Umeme?
Umeme.
We can no longer do that. That is breaking news. By
in
the
Uganda,
way,
anything can be forced. We can force that thing. UECDL, but that one, how will it come? Because Omeme was blending. If you say Omeme, fire. But now how are we going? But you people
anyways, this is coming in Busoga region. Busoga leaders demand report on a girl allegedly gang defiled by policemen.
A girl ganged by policemen.
That is all I'm going to say about that one.
The men who were supposed to protect us. Today has a lot of controversies in here. Do you know there's another controversy? The stories that we cannot expect that are happening right over there. Desire. If you see that people are winning gold medal, people are winning awards internationally for Uganda, these awards are taxed. There's a whole story that the New Vision has in there. Now, did you know why these awards are taxed? The URI has come to explain right over there. Remember, Dorcas Nzikuru, who was the first in 2012 to win gold medal for Uganda, the huge money was taxed out of this. If you remember, Jacob Kiplemo recently won gold for Uganda, and Kiprotich also did win gold for Uganda. So all these awards are taxed. Government is taxing. And if you want to know why government is taxing these awards, URA has a very explicit story on page 6 of the New Vision on the tax issues right over there. So Desire, if you're going to win an award, we are going to tax you as Uganda government. Yes.
Well, if we are taxing the men who bring noble honor to this country, we are going to start taxing those men buying for their girlfriends gifts. We will tax your birthday gifts. We are going to tax everything.
No. Birthday gifts.
And all those birthdays coming, we will tax every gift.
For me, let me say this on camera. The birthday, my birthday, I forgot about birthdays, because now, if a man celebrates birthday, it doesn't matter so much. But if a woman celebrates birthday, it matters.
Let me correct that. Bring me back. Men, Aldo is wrong.
No.
You matter. Aldo, you see, part of feminism nowadays is we are not neglecting our men. Men matter. And as a girl, Premier League is coming.
Please.
Buy that guy that jersey. Please, don't be stingy.
Please,
buy
men.
that jersey.
Men, let us gather around the comment section and try to understand who really matters in this discussion in one way or the other. And Desire, there's one thing we should understand. You look at the number of gifts that are coming during a man's birthday, and we look at the number of gifts that are coming in a lady's birthday. That is where we're getting the discussion from. I give it back to you.
I switch from being a feminist to, I don't know what we should call it, about manist. But I think, Aldo, yesterday we were talking about feminism and all that. And I think that is one gap feminism has created. You know, men had power those days, and the job was to bring women also somewhere. But now we have gone past. We're now marginalizing the men. Men matter.
People misunderstand feminism. There's one thing we must be able to understand. Did you know? The feminists that people are taking now is not the trajectory the feminists those years take. According to feminism, those days back when it was at the start, a woman putting on a trouser is considered to be an enemy of the feminists. But now we are seeing, even by then, women who are single mothers were considered to be the enemies of feminism by the feminists. But now, women, if you fail to marry, if you fail to convince a husband to stay with you, you now say, I'm a feminist. You talk against men, you do things, but that was not the cause of feminism that started those years back.
What I can say is, our mandate as feminists is to lift women, not to bring men down.
Yeah, that was it actually.
It is to lift women. It doesn't happen by bringing men down. Just like we said yesterday, we can have amazing men supported by incredible women. That is feminism.
Desire. Who are these women who are misunderstanding feminism? To be that if you failed in your marriage, you come back and say now you're a feminist. If you failed, your man has seen the weird part of you and decides to move on, you now say I'm a feminist. Men are very bad. Your last statement that feminism is supposed to uplift what? uplift men.
You see, most of these women who come out to say they are feminists on media, these are just bad charactered young women who need to learn. It is true. Because let me tell you, a woman of character knows that I can have rights, I can have a voice, but I can still honor the man in my life.
So the right must not be an instance for you to hide that, to say that you're doing A, B, C, D in one or the other.
Sometimes it is just bad manners. Men are not bad people.
True. Look at me
I'm
properly.
a manist.
If you're a woman and you just look at me, are men really bad? Desire, first look at me on the screen. Are men really bad?
Aldo, just like women, there are really good and incredible men out there.
Yeah.
But also there are the 1, 2, 3 frogs that are making it seem like all men made the water dirty. The same way, not every woman is a good woman. If you have bad manners, acknowledge it, change it. Man, as a man, if you have this toxic masculinity, you are an aggressive person, you have poor hygiene, change it. Women don't have bad manners. It's your hygiene. It's your bad breath. And as a woman, men don't hate you. It is your attitude.
Yeah.
You know, we have to be honest. Nothing like, hey, men are bad people. No, it's your attitude. You don't know how to communicate. You can't express yourself. You want this man to be a prophet by assuming every need you have. And then you say he doesn't care. He's not a prophet. You know, Aldo, the last thing I want to do is after a long day of work is to come and start, prophetically assuming what is wrong with. What is wrong? Nothing. Let's change those narratives.
Some motivational speakers to speak against men that, hey, you advise, ani kukaniodi mi amakanirani. Okwa zikidi ediche? Emazilo okuki dozo agwasi muzo agwazi afmamukite advise ni ferry agumi budie elimne alfu mudrife mavure metonta deweza ako terevu akolele rachiasa. I don't know whether you've ever seen. And these women don't actually leave their men. Okuche men neba ni okini iki agupikinza they don't leave their men.
Now,
it is
Aldo, and a meme was there.
Yeah.
That men are saying women are wicked. Women are saying men are wicked. But every Saturday they are marrying each other. Don't trust human beings. That is all I can say.
Sometimes for me, I look at things that happen in marriages, things that happen in relationships, things that happen in courtships, and then I try to figure out what could be. If we were to do a research on all these things, there's a lot happening. But we want always you to keep tapping us on the number that is WhatsApp 07023211169, or you can actually go and drop your comment right there. I see Bayo Hamid is watching us all the way from Al Yahya Islamic Secondary School, and that is a very beautiful thing that when you are with us, keep the taps on us, keep the comments coming on right over there. You could be getting us on your TV, or on Afro Mobile, or on the Host Media app, or you could be streaming us on Facebook. Get us also on TikTok, get us on YouTube. All the handles right over there, you will always be able to get us there as Host TV. Remember, we're broadcasting live from a Host Hub Innovation Center in Arua, and we are always 24 hours programming as a Host TV, and we are your number one satellite TV. We're your number one TV station in and around Uganda. And remember, we go city to city, country to country, wherever you can be able to get us on the Host Media app. Just know we're 24 hours with beautiful programming right over there. There are a lot of issues that are happening now. People are trying to forget about enterprising themselves. People are forgetting about everything is politics. But there are youths who are also doing very tremendously good. And you did tap us on one gentleman. We are going to have him at the top of the hour. Remember, we only have less than 6 minutes to see that we get to the top of the hour and try to have a youth who could inspire another youth who is viewing, watching us out there. And who is this gentleman that we're expecting to come in the second hour, Desire?
He is a self-made entrepreneur.
Yep.
And actually later on, of course, it's his story to tell. We are going to look into his path, how he got into there. Because his story is just like the rest of us. I went to campus, I graduated.
Yeah.
And Uganda didn't Uganda well, but I made a path. That is his story. But in a few minutes, we'll be having Rogers Ahura in the studio. That is the co-founder and manager of Gloss Multipurpose Limited, Arua.
So many of you have been using products for Gloss Multipurpose. It's a detergent. And there's one thing, Desire, we must be able to understand. We are an agricultural country that our backbone is agriculture. We talk about coffee, the 3 C's, coffee, cotton, and what? And tea, something like that. But cash is So over the years, by the way, there's one thing that we must also understand. The cottage industries, if you go to the history of the Asian world, the Indias that we see now are thriving, these are the countries that embraced cottages. In India, someone would be able to place a small factory on the compound, maybe making shoes, and the person is making leather, the person is making handbag, plastic bags, or even making plates. So these companies actually make you profit a lot of money, and they make you to employ other people in there. So if you had many of people like Rogers who are putting up cottage industries where they are doing businesses of soap making, these are youths making liquid soaps, making detergents right over there and supplying them. So we would be able to see a lot of things in and out of that is our cocoons, and getting out of poverty, taking us to that middle income state, even that welfare state would always want, because government is going to tax this. I know people like Rogers are also, these are registered entities, youth entities that are in there. So we'll be having a lot of discussion in there. So I don't know whether you look at that like the way I'm looking at. If we have enterprises like that, that are employing youths, there are people who are selling those in their shops, there are those who are selling them around the marketplaces. So if the youths were involved in doing this desire, what would our nation be like? If you were to share your thoughts on, I think there's someone who is watching us live there.
Okay, mathematics time.
Yeah.
Our youth makes 75% of our population.
True.
If every youth has an enterprise, if every youth goes into business, if every youth goes into innovation, that is 75% of the population doing that. Now my question to you is, what will that do to our revenue? What will that do to our development, our income, and our economy at large?
For me,
calculate for yourself.
I'm a very big fan of mathematics, and this is a very simple mathematics. 77% of them are into the employment sector, meaning out of these 77%, they are able to even, some are leading families, and these families form the 23% of the adults, and some of them are paying school fees, and this forms the majority of Ugandans who are below 18 years. These are those school-going. So we have seen youths who are paying school fees for their siblings, who are paying even rent, those who have moved away from villages, urban. Many Ugandans are moving from rural areas to urban areas. So you look at all these things here. It all comes because when you see a youth is entrepreneur, that is where we'll be able to see things happen in one way or the other. But when we talk about the 77%, there's one thing we need to know about economy, by the way, Desire. You know, when our economy is, when we talk about GDP, GDP is the gross domestic profit. When you want to know Uganda's GDP, we get all the monies that Uganda gets out of the profits, the export, and everything that Uganda gets. It is divided by our budget. You remember our budget, the trillions money that we collect each and every other time. That is the GDP. But this includes, even if I don't have money in my pocket, and so Biarohanga has billions of money, that is all the money is added in Uganda, divided by our budget, and it gives us the GDP of the country. That is the simplest mathematics. But to understand poverty, we don't look how poor Sudir Biarohanga is. We now look how poor you are. You're trying to post something in here. But of course, we are going to rush in for some, it's at the top of the hour. We want to rush in for some commercial charity break. And when we come back, we'll be ushering in our guest in the studio, that is Rogers. Right over. Production take us over there. We'll go for some charity break. And when we come back, we'll be having our guest in studio. Thank you very much. It is the Host TV right here. The Morning Explorer Show. Yeah.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mwede. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
We've cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the YoTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with YoTV channels.
Well, as we promised, we deliver. Me and Aldo, we never lie. We cook and we serve. Well, in the studio this morning, we are graced by Aldo, where we met. I know him as the man from the land of the elephant. He is an entrepreneur, a self-made one. He is a farmer, but most of all, he is a youth that has been innovative, and we have seen over the years that the seed of his vision is growing, and that is one young person in Arua that we feel is, we want to hear his voice so that people like Aldo and I can also get a few tips, and probably you, the viewer, and we see how in this economy, of course, we all go through the same economy, the same situations. Most of our stories in Uganda is the same. But how has this young man been able to make his story different? Stay hooked with us. You can catch us on Facebook in your comment sections. Use those comment sections. Let us know what you think, what you want to know. And also don't forget to drop a comment, a question on our WhatsApp contact. That is 070-232-1169. We'll be able to catch your opinions there. Otherwise, in the studio, we have my cameraman. Let the people see.
I think our
this
setup
is
has decided to change. We have a new product on here, and we have the person who can be able to speak about this program, this news.
This is Rogers Ahura.
Yes.
Rogers. I hope I pronounced the name right. My tongue is the Lubara tongue. Anyway, Rogers, I know our viewers are wondering, is this a new type of wine that we have been supplied with? A new package for coffee? So, Aldo, don't drink it. Let us know who is Rogers and what is Glosh. Let people know who we have in the studio today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, the team of this media house. I'm so blessed to be one of the members whom you have identified, and so that I really deserve the opportunity to come and also share my ideas and experience in the area of innovation and development in our country. By giving me this opportunity to be with you in this house, it is a blessing not only to me, but to the entire generation and the entire nation, because I believe to those who are listening and watching us live, they shall be inspired out of the discussion which we are going through, and they shall have much to learn about us. Before we go into much details, I will, as you said, my name is Ahura Rogers. I have very many names. Like for you said, you know me as the man from the clan of the elephant. That is what for you know me as. When you go in the streets of West Nile, I'm called Mr. Glosh. Many people know me as Glosh. When you speak of my name, I'm sure men are hearing the name for the first time. They know me as Glosh Multipurpose Limited. And in some areas, they call me Mr. Chairman because I live a life of a chairman. So I'm so blessed to be with you guys. That is a brief introduction about me as a youth.
Yes, as a youth, you are a very unique youth. I must be able to say, Mr. Gloss. I would not want to call you by the names Rogers because the name Gloss alone inspires another youth who is viewing us right over there. What really inspired you to come up with this product? And what is the motive behind this? I see the quality of branding and the ideas you've put in here. It speaks that there's value for money if I go on with this product. So what inspired you to come up with this business venture? And what is the story like to tell to the viewer right over there? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. And I also continue appreciating those who are following us and viewing this kind of content. As you've asked me what inspired me, when you look in our population, the numbers, in our numbers, especially for us, the youth, it is us who are suffering much of unemployment in the region. Not only in the region, in the entire nation. Because personally, if I'm to tell you I graduated in 2020, I am a full graduate. After graduation, life never remained the same. I was thinking of what can I do. I searched for jobs. I used to tuck in. I moved in various areas, looking for jobs just as how fellow youths are doing it right now. But things did not move like expected. The jobs were not easy to find. In growth, we always look at solving problems. When you're going to be a youth who wants to do something, let's use our problems as an advantage. Because I realized being unemployed, it wasn't easy. It inspired me to start something which everyone can undermine. And I always inspire the youth never to underestimate any opportunity. There is no job which is bad. All things are good. If I'm to give you a brief background of Gloss Multipurpose, this is a youth innovation. When you look at Gloss Multipurpose was established in 2020. It started on 11th of February 2020, whereby we were three youths who sat down and we decided to start up something, because I think among the three I was the only one who was unemployed. And these people, they felt if we start something and we start working, maybe life can change. If I'm to mention the three youths whom I started with, we have one of the midwives around the nation here. This is called Madam Atikoko Gloria. I know many of you you will see the name Gloss, you'll be like, the name is coming from Gloria. She is one of the most beautiful creatures which God has created. She is both beautiful physically, and she also has a beautiful brain. Then we had a sister called Madam Kusima Harriet, also one of the beautiful souls and very kind. All these people were working apart from me, who was unemployed. When we sat, we really started thinking much, because even me, as many look at these kind of businesses, I was seeing in my life, in case I get a job, this thing, I must quit it. But I thank God, I later realized this was already a job.
Rogers, let's look at this story. It's a very good idea that someone might be able to look on. We have the issue of mindset. You used to say, the capital is not there. What capital does someone need to start such a business? Or what ideas, or in terms of money, how much does it need? If maybe someone who is viewing us now would want to start such a business, like what you three of you came together and did this innovation of Gloss, a liquid detergent company?
I want to correct you there. Gloss is not only a detergent company. Gloss is a general company which deals with a lot of things. But we mainly produce detergents. Then we have also eatables. We also have the Gloss Pure Natural Honey. For those who have never heard of it, we also have the Gloss Popcorns. Then we are having a lot of eatables. I think, Desire, you have also tasted some of our goods. So we are not only in detergents, but these unique detergents of ours, this is the gloss scoring powder. Many people like calling it the Vim, but it is one of the most wonderful products which you can find in the market. Then we have the gloss bleach. The gloss bleach, many people prefer calling it the gloss jig. You know jig, it is one of the common names, but all of them, they are under bleaches. So when you asked me about the capital which is needed, that one I will tell you that is a secret. But you talked something about mindset of capital. Today, I challenge all the youth who are, actually everyone who is watching, because even we have people who are not youth, who are still stuck and stranded in the same manner of saying.
Rogers, you know, the reason why I asked that question is that some people, you were unemployed, but you were able to come up with this. Some people will think that having a product, starting to produce a product like this, would need you to have billions of money, maybe millions of money. I just wanted you to, if there would be a very good way of sharing your story, that even unemployed, many of them are unemployed, even others are borders, they're getting a lot of money. If we had a border here last week, and he did tell us that a border actually gets clean money of over 960,000 in a month. So that is like almost $1 million. So does this need someone to be a billionaire to start something like you, or a youth who is unemployed? What does it need just to give a motivational figure, not really exactly how much you started the business with? Yes.
Even 25,000 can start you in the business of production in detergents. But as you talked of mindset, there is something which came into my head. As for us youth of this generation, you spoke of the word capital. I was wondering, how did you mean by capital? Because personally, I'm someone who has a weakness in life. And the only weakness I know about myself as Rogers, I learn so much. I'm a learner. I'm very teachable. That is the only weakness I have. Anything which is brought on board to be taught, I'm always ready to learn it. When I take you back to the capital issue, because in life we have like 4 types of capital, 4 types of important capital. But most people concentrate on the list. Because all of us, we look, if we ask the youth today, how do you understand the capital? Someone will tell you, capital, I need money. I need like someone to give me $1 million to start. That is capital. But before we go to money as capital, actually those are resources. The main capital which I consider most, you have to build like what we call the spiritual capital. Spiritual capital, this comes with faith, prayers, you can pray in all your religions, you can be a Muslim, because you can be a Catholic, you can be what, but faith is one of the capital which we need, because all we need is written in all these books, both the Bible and the Quran, because I think Christians read Bible, Muslims go for Quran, all the spiritual capital we need is written there. Blessings are stipulated in those books, but we have not given it time. When we come, the second type of capital I look at is the social capital. Many of our youth here, they have potentials. and they have the capital. But the reason as why we are sitting down, the people whom we are surrounding ourselves with, people they don't honor. Like me, when I sit among people who have more ideas than me, I may sit and I don't talk. I might have ideas, but because I believe they are above me, I don't need to talk, but I need to listen and hear from them and learn much. That is when you look at social capital, our circles where we rotate from. If today, let me say, Aldo, you started the chapati. You said you're going to start your chapati business. Is the people who surround you, like maybe will desire come and buy chapati from you? Because when we look, any business can work by the way if you have the right people. If you start, if you start chapati business today, you already have all these guys who are around you here. If desire comes and buys, this one buys and the other guy buys, you already have 3 customers, which means these are the people who are supposed to promote you. When you look on these products of ours, the gloss products, it is not that we worked much in it, but we centered on the quality. Our main aim was to make the quality to be a high quality. As our motto says, quality is our priority. Be the witness. And there is no way you can be a witness of a quality of our products without using it. You only use it to become a witness of it.
Now, you talked about social capital, and it brought my mind. You know, in Uganda we have this, not just Uganda, even it's a global kind of syndrome, where people have this, I've got your back, but in the most negative way possible, like we are poor together. You get it? I am unemployed. I go and locate other unemployed people so that we can stand on the streets and complain about unemployment together. And as a result, I feel validated, like I am not doing so badly off. After all my 7 friends were unemployed. And their youth out there think it's okay to be where they are because other youth on media saying taxes, no money. You get it? That's social. We are bonding on the wrong things. Unemployed together, poor together. So I don't know how, for you personally, how are you able to, because one thing I know about your business is, I wouldn't say I know the story, but when it comes to social capital, of course, you're someone who, you know, I would say you know how to relate with people. Now, what would you say to the youth out there when it comes to building social capital and networking? How do you, because they say, even if you're a poor man, have a rich friend. But how do you get yourself to be able to have that relationship with people of value? How do you package yourself so that everywhere you go, you don't look like the poor man that you are?
Thank you so much, Madam Moderator, for that brilliant question. You know, that's when we see the brains. I am so excited to be hosted by people with brains who ask the right questions in the right time. When you look at building social capital, it doesn't start, you don't build social capital in a day. You are not going to move in town and you say now, let me say, maybe you will say Gloss Multipurpose is there. It is a company. You don't know me that you're going to just come and move because you saw me on media talking. You move in my place and you think you're going to be my friend. The capital, social capital, it is supposed to be built from childhood. If I'm to tell you how you relate with people, it starts from home. This one goes to the parents. How do you raise children? There are some children, actually adults, who don't even know how to relate with their own family members. Richness begins from home. When you tell me that there is no capital, when you have a family, if you calculate in your family, you might even be having more than 20 people. Your own relatives. These are uncles, brothers, these neighboring relatives, not the one of the grandfathers. When you look at how you relate with the people at home, whoever you relate with has another person he relates with. It is a chain. Personally, I love everyone. Me, I have never despised, because I don't believe poverty is in mind. There is no one who is poor as long as you are mentally upright. There is no one who is poor. I'm sorry I will talk about these issues of drugs in this area. You know, Gloss Multipurpose is located in one of the most dangerous zones of West Nile, because we are located in Baruku Cell. That is near former MOOBs. People like calling, that is plot 56, near Baruku. That is former MOOBs, actually. That Rhino Camp Road. You see that place, I have been there for a while. I have been recognizing people. You find youth who are saying they don't have capital, but then they can afford to eat mairungi. They can afford to drink alcohol. They drink until they are extremely drunk. They can afford to smoke and do all the other nonsense. It means they have capital. It means they have capital. Because when you look at mairungi is one of, in economics we call them complementary goods. Mairungi goes with if someone buys mairungi, it goes with gomba over big G. That is already a lot of money.
Sometimes they take soda.
But after that one, they also add the water and peanuts. So you see, someone is having like 5,000. By the way, 5,000 is a very good capital. Me, whenever I see anything, I might be talking, whatever I see, I see capital. Actually, I see opportunities in every situation.
Rogers, there's just from what you're saying in here, this coming from Baruku, it's just like coming from the ghettos out there. And there's one thing I just want to learn from you. How have you been able to blend with these people in there? Are they seeing some success story from you and trying to come and inquire from you? Have you been like a mentor to them, like to demonstrate that actually from this 5,000 of eating marungi, if you can leave marungi for 1 week, or you eat it over the weekend and you save like 5,000 times 6, that is 35,000, you could start something very differently and the story could be very different within 5 days. So are there such things? Because Gloss is not only a company for detergents, but you're making very many things. Copcoms, I think they can start Copcoms as little as even the 5,000. So what are some of those? Are there corporate social responsibilities that you do as a company to these youths who are actually living luxurious life, 5,000 a day just on marungi? Yes.
At least that one, I have tried it. When I get chance, if I get chance, wherever I go, whenever I'm given opportunity, I make sure I have to speak sense to the ears of the listeners. But you see, when you speak, if I speak to you, I will not come to force you to do what is right. They say when someone speaks a word into your head, it either passes through and goes the other side or it gets stuck. I was still looking at this Desires issue of the mindset in social capital. You know, when we look at these youth, all the youth in town here, I believe they can do something, and they are all rich. But the reason being they have put that thing, as he said, they feel like we are poor together. Me, I'm not poor with anyone. And by the way, I hate poverty. The truth is, if there is someone who hates poverty, it is me. And I really hate it with passion. Even when I see people who are saying they are poor, I feel like they should be maybe... Anyway, let me swallow it, but it is not so good to be confessing that you're poor. You know, many of us, we have faith. We believe that we are supposed to be helped to be where we are. But before you're helped, what are you doing? Many of us, we are blaming our parents, we are blaming our relatives, our uncles. If you sit with the youth in town here, they will tell you how they have uncles who are billionaires, how they are having relatives, even they are having girlfriends who have money. Others are having boyfriends who have money. But all what is running in their head, they still want a lot of money. Me, I have been doing simple things. I have really dealt with community because If I'm to tell you the truth, I have even touched some youth. You come to me with your nonsense, I don't have capital. I will pull my 50,000, I give it to you. But to give you 50,000, my 50,000, you must prove that in your head I have seen sense there. Because me, I can tell you there are more than 10,000 opportunities in West Nile. If there is a region which has money and is still virgin, West Nile is still a virgin region. Any small thing you start with, however small it is, you can explore this land to the climax. Because in West Nile, they buy everything. Even if you start as small as 20,000, even 5,000, me if I get 5,000 and I start something, it will surely work.
Now, you have talked about opportunities, and you are, Glosh, over the years, there are people you employ, there are people you've given, jobs to. There are people who actually probably their enterprise is actually retailing your products also. But now this is, the Ugandan story is obvious. Now starting something sometimes is not the hardest part. I'm sure there are so many people. There are people who have seen who started liquid soap business. It ended there, it died. Who started? Now, this is not something new. This is something that is very competitive. That is one. And also, there were already people in the market. But you managed to pick an ordinary product, and somehow you fidgeted your way and you found yourself in the main market. You're now a household name. But of course, we cannot deny the challenges of starting an enterprise in Uganda. Starting from, the people's mindset. Most of us don't like things we see made in Uganda. But now you are not just made in Uganda. This is made in Arua. How did you get people to move from that mindset, first of all, to even trust you to say, you know what? Let us trust this guy. And 2020, you've been in the market 5 years, and you've really been growing. How has it worked for you differently? Because we know Ugandans, that's why our president keeps saying, buy Uganda, build Uganda. When they see made in Uganda, they run away. But yours is made in Arua. But you're taking over West Nile. What has worked for you in these 5 years to survive for this long? Because you're now a registered company. That's one thing I know.
Not only a registered company, fully registered, certified with UNBS, anything, what is required, all the standards, we beat them. When you look at that mindset, you will never fight it, because up to today, I have tried, the biggest challenge I have faced with people hear someone, even the people in business who are already working, someone can tell you, people in Arua, they want a product written on the word JIC. And actually, there are many people consuming products made in Arua here. But because they know they don't want it and they are busy writing made from Kampala, Bugolobi, where. But the products are made here. The main issue is, how do you present yourself? I wanted to make a unique thing. Arua is not... when I was growing up, when you look at the economy of Uganda, the only cash crop which was growing in Arua was tobacco. But I realized these days there is even Mairungi. Mairungi, I don't call it a cash crop. But when I was studying SST...
Actually, for me, I call it a non-living thing. Because how can you eat something that later confuses your body? So we need to clear that marungi is a non-living thing that doesn't add to your body. Yeah.
Actually, the government should work hard to abolish such things in the leadership of this area. Because I faced the same challenge where people would tell me, we cannot buy, these are products made in Arua, these are fake things. I told them, you people, let's look at quality. When you're marketing a product which is locally made, you must be strategic. I was so purposeful. When you're doing research, you have to choose specific people on different bases. I had purposed customers to whom I went to. I was like, if this one buys from me, it means I will be able to convince the next person to buy from me.
Rogers, there's one thing I just want, as I said this on this product here, there is the quality of the branding you've decided to put here. And it's quite unique. If you look at this branding here, I must say it's one thing that is selling you. So what would you say about branding your own products in the best way that if I see this product, that is the gloss powder, and I try to compare it with even the other powders in here, your brand stands quality in terms of the design, in terms of the container, packaging, and everything. So what would you tell about the branding out there? Because someone might think that they would want to be like you, but you have a unique brand. How did you come up with this, and what is the story behind this branding?
Actually, in life, there is everyone has what you love. I always tell people, always respect your heart. What you love, there are people who love it. There is power of attraction. Every one of us, you might be having your favorite color which you love most, but you're not the only one who loves that color in this nation. When you bring it before men, even others may pick interest in it. I was inspired. I chose my colors. Actually, whatever you're seeing here, even the branding, it was made here in Arua. I can't tell you that these branding materials came from Kampala. Arua has opportunities. But you find for us here, people of Arua, actually the entire West Nile, we prefer, actually, I feel bad when someone tells me, my things come from Kampala. I buy from Kampala. This is the region where we are living. Since I came in Arua, I came here when I was doing internship. But when I realized I'm going to start doing business in Arua, I made up my mind not to buy anything out of Arua. Because when I come and I buy from you, I make sure you will also buy from me. I don't buy in any shops. Like I buy when I come in your shop to purchase anything. Where's the sugar? Where's the sweet? My eyes will first rotate. If I see my product there, I'm telling you I will buy. Even if your things are expensive as hell, I will buy because you have supported me. When you look at these products of Glosh, if I'm to tell you the first shops which I supplied, the first places, when I was starting, people were challenging me. They were like, actually the small people with small income, like small businesses, whom you feel like we could be in the same capacity, you would go to them and they really disappoint you. They refuse your products. But I prayed, I cried, I was like, if I can make something happen, I will really get it. I started praying. I was looking for the biggest shops and the opportunities in town. I remember one time God blessed me. I went and a Dream Soppers supermarket. Those days it was along this hospital road. Is it hospital road? Transport road.
Transport road, yeah.
When I went there, I convinced this Muindi for over 2 hours. The Muindi finally told me, okay, you supply me with something, because those days I was with Liquid Shop. The guy told me, you supply me 80 liters. 80 liters of Liquid Shop. I was like, okay. When I sold to that Muindi, I made a clear receipt. I made sure it is visible, and I made sure I take videos with him when I'm handing over the products. That was my main marketing strategy. When I went to the next shop, that was Uchungu Nimbaya. Uchungu Nimbaya shop is located in the driver's corner.
Even from the name alone, Uchungu Nimbaya.
Yeah, I went to Uchungu Nimbaya. I told him, you see, this is a very fantastic product. The guy was like, but this product is made in Arua. I told him, for you, just behind. You go to Dream Soppers supermarket. Yeah. The products are rocking all over.
Wait, Rogers. Okay. One thing I'm picking from your story is you actually used media, like using your phone to take the photo of your supply with an Indian man to get your next customer.
Yes.
So really, it's an inspiring story. And I want to get back on this also as well. You see, Arua has international communities around. We have DR Congo, we have South Sudan, and your products are certified. So many times people try to evade taxes, they don't want to formalize their businesses, and it becomes very hard for them to even confidently go and sell these products out in the open market. So what would be your idea? What would be your say on the issue of one, formalization of businesses, and secondly, the way you use media to capture photos of your deliveries and also giving good receipts and all these other things? So what is the story like? I want you to, if you can repeat those stories one and after other, because there's someone who's about to get inspired from what you're saying in here. Yes.
So when you look at media, actually media right now, it is one of the most important things. When we look at social media in business, there is no way you can detach business from social media. Me, I started a WhatsApp group. The day we woke up and we said we are going to start business, I first started a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, because we started even before formalizing, because there is nothing. People, they assume that we will start big. We didn't have much capital. We first started in the market, then we started formalizing these things when we were already in the market. But our media was always active. Right now, up to now, if you go on the Gloss multipurpose platforms, all the handles, we have TikTok, our media is only on our products. And there is always this thing of keeping track. Let me tell you, your first customer must be your customer forever. Me losing, I rather fail to get a new customer than losing a customer whom I have already got, because I know the pain of getting a customer. One time, I was also advised by, you see in the town here, they have a lot of ideas, very pregnant ideas, which are almost ready to be delivered. But they will tell you they don't have capital. But if you go on their social media, what are they doing? They are watching funny videos. They are watching people dancing.
TikTok challenges.
They are doing challenges, twinkling their eyes like rats which has fallen in the milk. You see, media has a very big role in business. When you look at the way I use the media thing, I ventured on my WhatsApp, all my data up to today. My data is used for two things. I go on the WhatsApp platform of Gloss Multipurpose, post my things, appreciate my customer, keep them updated. After there, I go on Facebook. I check the Facebook page of Gloss Multipurpose, because those days we used to have a guy who used to handle it. Then he later left Uganda. I said, now I cannot also be giving more money for someone to handle that thing. I decided to do it myself, because that one, it is just a few minutes thing. I wake up, I do it, and I go. Then when you look at the customers, you have to keep your customers together. One customer must lead you to the next customer. And when you see the quality of our products, people used to undermine these products because they thought they were from Arua. But if I would come to you, I would plead with you. I tell you, my dear, we have a lot. Because if you go to our store, these bottles, we have thousands of them, of these products, gloss products. But I will tell you, buy one at a cheaper price. If you say, we have been supplying hospitals, hotels, schools, we tell you, you buy one at the cheapest price. In case it doesn't work for you, don't buy again. But because we had confidence in the quality, we make sure you get the best. And whoever tried our products, actually many of them we pleaded with them to try. Whoever tried our product, they came back. And they could not come back alone, they come with friends. Actually, we have been used this policy of referral, the referral system in business, whereby someone who is dealing with our products can refer to another. If you move in Arua market lanes, the central market lane, Dizzy, Lobida, actually all market lanes where you sell these products along the road, you will find each use has gloss products. And these youth themselves, they also have other places where they are supplied with other things in shops. One time, there is a shop called the Popular in Arua town here. It is one of the famous shops. They were stuck. They had nothing, but they really wanted bleach. The bleach, it is what many people prefer calling jig. One of the youths had gone there to purchase his things to go and add on his road stock. He was talking, the guy told him there is a young man called Glosh. If you get Glosh, I'm telling you, I have supplied the Popular shop. Then the Popular shop also started supplying. They buy and supply. Because you see, that one, it is how we grow. But if we keep hiding, some of us, we are doing businesses in hiding. They are not formalized, and we fear in case they get us, maybe they will be closed. Formalizing a business, it is the easiest thing.
Now,
and it is the best thing to do.
Now, what you're doing, we can see that this packaging, this is some graphics, this is... Now, in Arua, many CSOs and organizations have tried doing skilling. And they have done skilling in skills like tailoring, liquid soap making, formulation of soap and detergents. They have taught these things, but most of the attitude you find is, everyone is nowadays making liquid soap. So you find the youth go, they are skilled in these things, and they go home and continue with their life. Everyone is making liquid soap. So I want you to look in that camera and let us know what is that distinctive thing for you to take that step. Because when you started, you said you started with the liquid soap. Then you started advancing, and now you have this variety of products. What stood out different for you to say, you know what, everyone is making liquid soap, but you still decided to go into that? Because youth have skills, tailoring skills, graphic skills, but there's that, everyone is doing it. And the thing is also, when it comes to starting something for the first time, they also fear to be the first one to start. Because what if people don't like it? What would you tell the youth on that area?
That is a very nice question. But what I would tell the youth in that area, it is follow your desires. Don't do things because others are doing them. If I give you for my liquid shop, the Gloss liquid shop, I can tell you here people have been selling half liter of liquid soap at 1,000. But do you know the smallest quantity of liquid soap of Gloss is at 2,000? And people still run for it. When you look at what makes it easy, if you see people are doing it, make it different. Me, I took my time. I bought all the liquid shops which were in town. I tested them. I checked what was missing in it. Then me, I added it. That is a very simple thing. Actually, let me tell you, one thing which makes me laugh, people don't want to start, but they are still waiting for destiny helpers. We are praying for destiny helpers. My dear, the word is helper. A helper must find you when you're already doing something so that you can be helped. Even our uncles who want to help us, even our relatives and friends who want to support us, they are very many. But we are doing nothing. One time, this is a very funny story which happened to one of my guys in my village. This guy in the village, there is farming, a lot of farming, and even in West Nile here, people have land. All these youths whom you're seeing seated here, they have lands in their villages. This guy was really seated at home. Every season, people are farming. He has a very big land from his ancestors, which remained. The guy, people are farming, even if he sits, the season comes, me, I didn't have money to buy the seeds. I challenged him, I told him, you man, are you okay? He was like, me, I don't have money to buy seeds. I told him, you see, these things of feeling like you are entitled to be helped, they will kill you. Start something, let people see you that you're doing something, then people will pick interest to help you. This guy, one day he woke up with faith. He went and dug the whole garden without seeds. He dug the garden properly, cleaned it, When someone saw the garden was like, my brother, what are you planning to plant? This is someone who was always saying he doesn't have seeds, and even he dug the garden because that is labor. The labor, he was there himself. He provided it. He cleaned the garden. When he was like, I want to plant maize. This guy, the one who asked Kumbe, had bought maize seeds. He planted his garden and he remained with abundance. He told him, I have seeds that I bought a lot of maize. My garden, Kumbe, it was small. They remained much. The guy picked maize for free. That is what they call destiny helpers. Some of your relatives, they want to help. Our relatives wants to really help us.
Our youth here want you to come and say, hello, I am Aldo. I'm your destiny helper. How can I help?
You see, Desire, it is very interesting that this discussion is inspiring a lot of people outside there. If you're watching us live on this very day, I must be able to say that we have a gentleman who has not only decided to go entrepreneur, but is employing other youths. Just from his story, we now have people who are in retail shops who are selling his product. People, the youths, those who dropped out of school, who are hustling on the streets of Arua at the main market, are selling his product. That is the level of the youth we want to be in. You, as Host TV, we always want to see a lot of these inspirational stories come live to you on your screen, so that someone who is watching right over there must be. There's something that we did purposefully. We didn't want you to mention about the pricing, your products. We wanted you to do it towards the end of the product, so that when we move out of here, people must be able to follow where you're going after you out of the studios of Hosta TV right here. So I want you to look at that camera and try to tell us the various products you have and their prices, where someone can be able to already say they are all over the town now. But if I was a big wholesaler, where would I be able to get us? Just back to you. That is our entrepreneur. I refuse to call you Gloss. I purpose to call you Rogers. I now call you Mr. Gloss. Yes. Can you gloss on the camera?
So it is so interesting. Thank you, Host TV, for hosting me. And I'm really also inspired because this is a TV which is being run by youth. And when you look at us, as you've told me, talk about our products, apparently, we phased out a good number of products. Like the liquid shop, we phased it out. The hair shampoo, we phased it out.
Why did you phase them out? You could also tell the story, because it would help someone to later on see how they can fit their coat according to their sizes.
Yes. When we talk of phasing out products, it is not that maybe they were not making money, but there is what we call specialization. When you're dealing in business, especially this production business, you must be so keen. We know all youth here have a lot of skills. People, they know how to make things, but they are so confused in how to choose which product they should dwell on. You will find, because when you look at our capital, as I told you, we started with very small money. And now if you distribute this capital, you make here liquid shop, you make here hair shampoo, you make here jig or the bleach, you make here the vim or the scoring powder, you will find you will have really dismantled this money. In every sector, you will find you're putting very small money. But if you specialized and you chose one product and you really poured all your capital in that product, because you understand your products, how they work, if you surely choose and you put your capital in specifications and you be like, I'm putting in this one product, whether it is liquid shop, if you say you're going to major in liquid shop, make sure you give it the best. So you have asked me, because now I started with the ones which we phased out. The gloss popcorns, apparently they are running in a Windry. So we have now the main products which we are now running with. It is the gloss bleach, which people are calling jig. Then we are having the gloss scoring powder, which people are calling the vim. These are rightly the main products which we are having in the market right now. If you're looking for them in this region, because we are not only in Arua, by the way, You may think we are only working in Arua. We are not only in Arua, we are moving, because our mission was like, we must go global. We must make the entire world to hear and know about these products. When you look at Dizzy Gloss Bleach, if you move in town, almost each and every shop in town is having these products. If you want them in bulk, you can reach us at that road going to Arua Primary, that is Baruku Cell, plot 56. Just come near former Moobs, you will even see the bigger signpost written on Gloss Multipurpose Limited. You will be getting our products. For those who are far from Arua Primary there, all these shops in town, any bookshop you enter, Gloss products will always be there. When you visit all those shops in the tax park, if you go to because there are some places which are very famous. If you want it in bulk, you can even go to Popular Shop. This Popular Shop, which is near Finance Trustee Bank, you can get our products. When you're in Zombo, you can visit these places like Wari Home Stationaries, Aluru Enterprises. In Paida, you can go to this Visionary Stationery. There are a lot of things. The entire Wari, in Wari
maybe we're just time, but before we sign out, I wanted people to get that official contact that someone can be able to get the Gloss product using. Could it just be a call away, the telephone number, that the company number someone can call for business only? Yes.
For those who want to reach us, you can call 0789 15 66 37.
Maybe you repeat it again.
0706 35 0902. Those are two numbers. Or you go back to that MTN line, which is 0789 15 66 37. It is on all those lines are on WhatsApp. Anytime, any business working hour, and for us, we are always available. The best thing, we always deliver. We deliver at your place.
Yeah, if you have a hygiene emergency, or that uniform you forgot to wash, and now the shirt it was white, you can contact them on those numbers they have read. Otherwise, this has been another amazing experience here on the Morning Explorer. Thank you for making us your breakfast partner. This is Rogers. Of course, you can also go look for Gloss Multipurpose on the media. You can get them on Facebook, just on Gloss. The Gloss is GLOSH, right? So this has been Rogers. And one thing I have learned from him right now is that no one is going to support a vision they cannot see. That destiny helper is not coming until you start something. And like a great man in this country once said, find that one thing that you're good at and do it so well that no one can do it like you. And that is what Rogers has done. Even with the most mundane product, he has put uniqueness into it. So this has been the Morning Explorer. Stay tuned with us for another episode tomorrow, because tomorrow we are coming big. But for today, don't walk away from your screen, because Afro Cinema is right channeling on your way. And later at 11 a.m., Olivia UG will be coming with the AM to PM show, and we will take you right to the drive down show in the evening. And of course, even your nights we are catered for. So stay on your screen. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place. This has been the Morning Explorer with Aldo and Desire. See ya.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you'd look to the government if you're a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Back on a culinary journey and delicacies eyes at our vibrant, and let us take care.
TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
we've cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4 GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10 GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the YoTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with YoTV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible?